Good morning, PT on Ice Daily Show. Happy Thursday. Hope your morning is off to a good start. My name is Alan. I'll be your host today, COO of Ice here on Leadership Thursdays, also serving as a faculty member for our fitness athlete division. So today we're going to talk about a concept that I've been building on over the past couple weeks if you've been following along on the podcast, and Jeff has been as well, kind of not planned but seeming to kind of riff and build off of each other. So the topic for today is to stop selling conservative management and start selling aggressive management. Before we get started, some housekeeping. If you did not catch Virtual Ice Tuesday with Mitch talking about the CrossFit shoulder, you missed an awesome session. If you want to learn more about Virtual Ice, get plugged into Virtual Ice, our online mentorship program. That's $29 a month. You get 24 CEUs for committing to a whole year. There is no month-to-month commitment. You can cancel at any time. And we have a different ICE faculty member coming at you each week on Tuesday evenings. Lots of resources on our Virtual ICE platform for you to access. Mitch, for example, put together about 30 different shoulder exercises for folks dealing with shoulder pain. That is a great resource to have. So check out Virtual ICE at ptnice.com if you are thinking about wanting to get plugged into ICE but not ready to commit to a course yet. It's basically the podcast on steroids, hour and a half each week. Plenty more resources than we can give you here in 15 minutes. I have some courses coming up. Total Spine Thrust this weekend with Justin out in Casper, Wyoming. That course has about 2 spots left, so if you're out in the Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado area, check that one out. Your next chance to catch Justin live after that is September 14th and 15th in Portland, Michigan. Yes, Portland, Michigan. Michigan has a Portland, so check that one out September 14th and 15th. Modern Managing the Older Adult, our live seminar with Dustin and Christina, is coming up August 24th and 25th in Camarillo, California. Not Camarillo. I learned that the hard way when I said that to somebody from California. Camarillo. And then their next chance after that is September 7th and 8th in Minneapolis. I will be there for that one. I'm looking forward to that. That course is all about loading up and addressing a lot of different issues with our older adult patients. Cervical Spine Management is coming up quickly September 7th and 8th in Charlotte with our good friend Jordan Berry down at Onward in Charlotte. And then if you can't make that one, your next chance after that is September 14th and 15th in Nanaimo, British Columbia, out on Vancouver Island with Jeff. Finally, my personal favorite course, I might be a little bit biased, Clinical Management of the Fitness Athlete Live. You can catch that September 7th and 8th down in Pittsburgh with Zach and Kelly. If you can't make that one, you can catch that September 21st and 22nd here at home base for Mitch and I in Fenton. Mitch will be there, I'll be there, Kelly will be there, and then we'll be having a new TA on the squad for that weekend, Joe. So if you can't catch Zach in Charlotte, catch us up here in Fenton. Don't forget, Mondays are now Q&A Mondays. Send us your questions, whatever you got. Questions you have for any ICE faculty member, send them our way. We keep a running question thing on Instagram. Feel free to post them on Facebook. Send us a message, send us an email. We want to lump your questions together and answer them on Mondays. We used to do that a lot on the podcast, and we're bringing it back. It's always a hit when we do it. Finally, maybe most importantly, it is Gut Check Thursday. Gut check this week, 5 rounds for time of a 200-meter run, 20 air squats, 15 sit-ups, and 10 push-ups. Gonna be a burner. Tested it yesterday morning. Tested it yesterday morning, and it was a good one, so give that one a try. Gut check Thursday. Okay, enough talking about stuff that's not content. Let's dig into it. So let's talk about this idea of conservative versus aggressive management. I would argue it's probably time for us as a profession to stop calling ourselves the conservative management experts, right? That's really, if we dig deep and question what we're talking about, especially here at ICE, and what we think we should be doing for our patients, we know that's really not what we are as a profession. We are not conservative management. Conservative management is that kind of hope and wait approach that is mainstream healthcare that a lot of our patients go through before they end up on our doorstep and actually start to get better. Conservative management is going to the urgent care and being told to rest, ice, compress, and elevate your hand, your ankle, your knee for 4 weeks, or to try some cortisone injections for 6 weeks, but make sure you don't do too much activity because that offsets the chemical whatever of the injections. You guys know the drill. So that's a long time and a lot of money spent getting no results. I would argue that is conservative management. Take this pill twice a day for the rest of your life to manage whatever disease you might have. That is conservative. That's not aggressive by any means. A lot of that treatment is aimed at not actually getting anything better, but managing. There's my air quote quota for the day. So something like arthroscopic surgery for 6 weeks, followed by 6 weeks of immobility, followed by 6 weeks of physical therapy. Again, that long, drawn-out process that doesn't actually change anything is the conservative management of a condition compared to what we are trying to practice, what services we're trying to offer to patients, which is aggressive management. The main way we do that is with exercise. My first point here is that exercise is medicine, and we have to be confident, especially the more effective we get at prescribing and dosing load, that exercise is medicine, and it's much more effective and faster than surgery. If we really dig deep into what we believe gets people better and what the literature supports that gets people better, it's progressive load, it's progressive overload, it's calming people's symptoms down in the clinic and getting them moving whatever body part seems to be bothering them as soon as possible. So if we believe that, then we can't believe that we're the conservative management experts, because no other healthcare professional is doing that. We need to really be comfortable that we are the aggressive management experts. We are trying to beat the conservative management folks out there who are practicing this hope and wait approach. If we understand that somebody can come in and see us for an evaluation and get their pain reduced, oftentimes within session, get them moving a little bit and give them some homework all within one session, then we better understand that we are aggressive managers of conditions, and that's okay. We want to be aggressive managers. And we can start to recognize how rapidly we can change symptoms and restore function, and then on top of that, make people stronger and fitter than before they came to see us. And we have to really start getting comfortable with telling patients straight up, like, hey, I'm confident I can beat whatever surgical outcome you have been told. If you've been told that you need labral surgery and it's going to be 6 weeks in a sling and 6 weeks of PT, I am overwhelmingly confident that not only can I calm your pain down, but you will be a stronger, fitter person at the same time that you would still be in a sling if you chose surgery. I'm very confident, and we talked about this last week. Jeff talked about this last week as well, that being confident in beating those surgical outcomes, in kind of that whole concept of how fit will you let us get you. At the time that you'd be coming out of the sling, your pain will probably be mostly gone, but you're also going to be a lot more functional, a lot stronger, a lot fitter. You may be moving and doing higher intensity stuff for the first time in a long time, or maybe the first time ever, in the same amount of time or less as surgery. We need to get comfortable selling that, pitching that in our plan of care when patients come to see us. And just overall getting after it in a better timeline than if that person chose surgery or more conservative management approaches. And if my second point here, if we truly know what we're doing, we can be really, really lethal. When we talk about physical therapy and aggressive management and aggressive approach to these conditions from not only the patient symptom side, but if we start to talk about it from like a cost-effective and a time-effective side, we have the potential to be incredibly, incredibly lethal. No other healthcare professional is able to evaluate a person, reduce their pain within the session, give them things to do at home to further reduce their symptoms between visits, and start to get them stronger, fitter, talk to them about diet and nutrition and sleep, and do that all within 60 minutes. And no one is doing that for $100 an hour like we are, right? The average visit for 15 minutes to see a physician is $104. That's not an hour, that's a 15-minute unit, right? So the average cost to sit down with a physician or surgeon is hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and that's just talking to them. That's not even what they're going to bill out for treatment and pills and surgery and chemicals and all these other supplies and costs. Far and away, we are the most cost-effective, the most time-effective, the most bang for your buck out there, and we need to really start to own that. Can you take somebody coming in who's having shin splints with running and screen their back and their hip to make sure that it's not any referral and make sure that it's coming from their ankle? Can you bust out and look at that ankle mobility and see, is it soleus? Is it gastroc? Is it both? Is it tightness, stiffness dominant? Is it weakness? Is it both? What sort of things can we assess? Okay, that's what it is. Hey, here's your homework. Here's two things, 3 things, 4 things to start doing at home right away that is going to get you better. Can we do all of that in an hour? Yes, we can. That's what we do all day long. No other healthcare provider is doing that out there, and we need to really start owning that. That brings me to my third point. Aggressive management should go beyond traditional PT. We need to be confident that it is within our scope of practice to address all the facets of lifestyle management that not only can affect symptoms, but if we flip it, can help alleviate them faster. A lot of us are still afraid to address diet. We're worried that we're going to run into lawsuits from dietitians, talking about sleep and meal timing and all these other things that are within our wheelhouse. We're still afraid to address these things because we think it's the role of another provider. And if we look at some of the literature that says who is talking to patients about these things, we find out that it's nobody. So if nobody is actually doing it, even if it's in their scope of practice, then why not us? It's perfectly within our scope to talk about sleep quality and quantity and sleep hygiene, to talk about the effects of diet on pain and inflammation, to talk about starting even to get away from just symptom management and talking about performance with diet and nutrition and sleep that goes beyond just traditional physical therapy, giving people strategies for stress management, meditation resources, breathing resources. All that is within our scope. We have the time. We have an hour with patients to address all of that. So make sure that you're doing it. Make sure you're just going beyond, 3 sets of 10 of some exercises to make people feel a little bit better and get them a little bit stronger, but make sure we're taking somebody coming in our door that they're leaving an overall better human being. And make sure your marketing reflects this. So much of our marketing is, an older adult on a Swiss ball doing band pull-aparts, or somebody pointing to their shoulder because it hurts, and we get caught up and we kind of stereotype ourselves as just these pain management people. Our marketing has massage on it. Most of us don't do massage. Most of us don't want to do massage. So make sure that comes off your marketing, and make sure that your marketing stuff starts to reflect the full spectrum of services that you offer. I'm a big proponent of not having physical therapy right after the name of your business. It can be in the title, maybe a bullet point off your title. But if you're just Johnson Physical Therapy, then a lot of people are going to see physical therapy and they're going to think whatever they think about physical therapy, versus something like Johnson's Fitness, Wellness, and Physical Therapy. That says a little bit more that you're just more than a traditional physical therapist, that you're able to be more aggressive in your management than just traditional physical therapy. And be selling this out in the community, be selling this in your marketing, be selling this in your advertising, in the social media posts that you make. A, B, C. A always be B, C closing, always be closing. Always be talking about stuff outside of just traditional physical therapy services. Especially when you get that patient in the clinic, you're in that evaluation, you're pitching that plan of care. Make sure you seal the deal. If you were drowning and I threw you a life jacket, would you take it? Yes or no? If yes, then agree to 2 weeks, 4 weeks, give me a shot here with physical therapy, and let's see, as Jeff would say, how fit can we get you? Yeah, I'm very confident that I can reduce your pain. Once we get that area moving, even with just general exercise, you're generally going to start to feel better. That's a no-brainer, but can we get you really strong? Can we give you a home program that not only keeps you feeling better between sessions and after physical therapy is done, but maybe we can get you hooked on exercise and eating better and change your whole dang life around. That's what I'm talking about. So always be closing on that stuff. And I love Boiler Room. If you haven't seen Boiler Room, definitely worth a watch with Ben Affleck. Like, tell me you don't like my clinic. Tell me you don't like the sound of my voice. Tell me you don't like my necktie, but don't tell me that you actually are interested in going to get surgery. Nobody really wants surgery. They just haven't been sold on something better yet. So make sure that we're super, super, super confident in selling this aggressive management approach. Like, we're going to calm your pain down, we're going to get you stronger, we're going to get you moving. Hey, you might even lose a few pounds while you come to physical therapy. That's something that somebody wants to buy. They don't really want to buy surgery and pills. They just don't have an alternative that's been pitched to them yet. So make sure you're pitching them the good stuff. So recapping really quickly here as I'm running out of time, start to make sure that you are discussing that exercise is medicine. It's far more effective and it's far faster than conservative management. Ricing, hurry up and wait, try some injections, try some whatever. Get people and make sure your marketing reflects that exercise is the way to go. It will beat surgical outcomes 9 times out of 10, and be confident in saying that. You know the literature supports that. You know anecdotally from doing this every day for a job that it's better, so make sure that you start to be confident in pitching this stuff to people. Developing your clinical skill set makes you lethal in comparison to other allied healthcare providers. A lot of people are just one-trick ponies. Like Jeff talked about on Monday, make sure you're ready to treat whatever comes out of that PT hopper. Can you address somebody with shin splints? Can you address somebody with low back pain with some radiculopathy? Can you address somebody with migraines? Can you talk to somebody that is thinking about exercising for the first time? Can you help somebody that is on a low-carb, high-fat diet time their meals better to manage their sugar levels throughout the day? Yes, you can do all of that if you develop your skill set enough. If you think your skill set isn't there, I know a great company that has some great Con Ed courses. If you want the name, let me know. And then finally, understand that aggressive management goes beyond traditional PT. So get comfortable pitching and selling. Make sure your marketing reflects this. If you're receiving pushback from your marketing that it's too aggressive and you are maybe stepping outside of your bounds, I'd argue you're probably doing something right. If you're not upsetting the status quo a little bit and rocking the boat, you're probably not doing it right. So be confident that this stuff works. Start pitching it. Start selling aggressive management. Aggressive! Okay, that's all I've got for you. Hump Day Hustling went out yesterday morning. If you're not on Hump Day Hustling yet, go to ptonice.com, click the tab at the top that says Hump Day Hustling. Get plugged in to our weekly email. Get some research articles that have come out recently that we do a little summary on, some social media posts we think you should see. That's free. Get plugged in. Check out Virtual Ice if you haven't yet. Remember, send us your questions for Q&A Mondays. Other than that, that's all I got for you. I'm getting ready to jump in the car and drive about 8 hours to Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and then I'm going to drop off the grid for about 4 days and hit about 100 miles of hiking in the middle of the woods. No service, no problem. So I'm looking forward to that. See you all next week. Make sure you hit gut check if you haven't yet.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our Virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.